guess it just said no, not today. Hold on.
This is a true crime discussions channel. We speculate. This is all just speculation. Because it's true crime, it's for mature audiences only. There will be no children allowed, no exceptions. Everything on this channel falls under fair use. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. It's free.
Hey, y'all. Merry Christmas. Lord have mercy. Happy New Year's Eve, everyone. Yes, Rosie, good to see you. Happy New Year's Eve. I hate seeing myself. Happy New Year's Eve. Only 5 hours left of 2025 there for you, Hannah. That's crazy. I forget about how far y'all are ahead of us. It's good to see y'all. I plan on doing a stream tomorrow where we talk about all the things we've been through and all the crazy shit going on this past year. Tomorrow, we're going to a friend's house tonight to celebrate. Hey, Texas woman, good to see you. And thank you for the compliment. Cara, good to see you. Thank you. I hate looking at myself, especially when I'm big like that on the screen. Lord have mercy. All these news updates are happening on my computer right now. Gracious in the morning. Abella's good to see you. Sarah, good to see you. Or one sunny day. Tom, I'm glad you're here. Edith, good to see you. Indie girl, my love, good to see you. Miss King of anything. Yes, the geese came back. Thank you for asking. I came home this morning from taking Mr. Speculating to work, and they were here. So I don't know what's going on. When I went down there, Goosey got kind of aggressive, and I had to put him in his place real quick. And he chilled out right after that. They ate like they were starving. I gave them some food. Their water bowl had froze over, so I broke the ice and got them some more water, and they drank. And I guess they probably found a spot that they're nesting, and just staying there at night, I think, because like if you follow the river down, it goes to like a campground and like a beautiful swim area down there. A lot of people pay to camp there during the summer, and we're on one end of that area. So they've got this whole huge area to like nest at, and I think they could be nesting since I saw Goosey's the one with the hurt leg. And I thought Goosey was female, but then in the water, they were doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about it, and I'm wondering if they hadn't been doing that before they got here, because before we got here, they were in the little baby pool. And I think that that's the only place that Goosey could actually do that, because he has enough room in the water. It's deep enough to where he could do that. I don't think he can with his leg being messed up like it is. But either way, when they swim, they're so close together that like their chests are touching each other, or they're like in a tripod kind of thing, and there's no room to be had between them. So they're protecting each other, and they're safe out there. And I know that, and I know they'll come back for food. I wish I knew where the nest was, because I do like having the geese eggs for like baking and stuff. But if they're mating and they have babies, I don't want to accidentally get a baby. But if they're coming up to eat, like they would be leaving the nest. So I don't know if they would be having eggs right now anyway. They still are laying eggs. So I don't know. We'll see, but they're coming back to eat. So, I'm hopefully that's good. And I think they've got it, because they stay together and take care of each other. But I was so happy that they came back. Ruth Ann, good to see you. Texas woman, as I say on every stream, I love this intro song. I'm so sorry that it stopped. I was messing with my headphone, and I guess it stopped, and I'm sorry. And I still haven't done the missing posters, but I think today, this evening, I'll have some time to do that. I feel horrible. Mr. Speculating is feeling better today. He did go to work. Shelby, thank you for asking, which, like I said, it was odd for him to even stay out yesterday, because you'd have to be dragging. He would have to like have his leg hanging on by like a piece of skin for him to miss work. He don't ever miss work, which is good. I'm glad that he works like that to support us. But I was concerned when he stayed at home. I gave him lots of homemade soup, and that made him better. AM, good to see you. And I did break out the Dayquil this morning and told him to take that. MFW, good to see you. I want to wish all of you people a very happy new year. Yes. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. We're going to have a new year stream tomorrow. I even have this like little headband. I'll have to show it to you. Miss Lola, good to see you. Thank you so much for the compliment. I don't feel like that. I'm very beautiful. No, but I will try to grab that real quick and send it to myself. Kim, good to see you. We got a couple of things to talk about. Let me grab this headband. I want to show y'all. I'm gonna be wearing it tomorrow. I think it's a Christmas headband because I ain't even gonna lie. I've been going to Walmart. There's a Walmart that I pass when I take Mr. Speculating to work, and they got all the Christmas stuff marked down. Like I'm talking about the Christmas ornaments for like 60 cents. And these headbands are marked down too, but that's what I got for New Year's. I got it while the Christmas stuff was out, so I'm gonna be wearing that tomorrow. I got lots of Christmas stuff for next year. Screaming Daisy's good to see you. Yes, the geese came home this morning. They were here to eat and they ate like they were starving, and I'm pretty sure they're going back out again. But like I was saying, I mean, they seem to be very protective of each other, and so I you know, I was telling the kids last night as they were helping me look for them, if like we didn't see any feathers or blood anywhere, right? And there's not anything around here that would get them. There's a crap load of beavers that are kind of creepy, but other than that, from everything I've pulled, it said the alligators don't come up this far because it gets too cold. Now in the summer that might be different. I don't know. But if they decide to hang out in the wild, then they're happy, right? Like I love them and I want them to be with me forever, but if they leave and they're okay, then that's what they want to do. That's where they want to be and I want them to be happy overall. But I think they'll keep coming back at least to eat. So, a lot of us are insecure about how we look because we don't see ourselves like others see us. That's very true. A lot of people tell me I'm beautiful. Mr. Speculating every day has told me, "Oh my gosh, you don't have to look so beautiful every day." And I'm like, "I don't feel like I look beautiful, but thank you." Um yeah, there's evidently alligators that come, but supposedly not up this high. I don't know. There's a map. I'll show you. Because I pulled the map. Hold on a minute. ALA mm, LOCAT uh I'll show you the one that I pulled up. This is the one that I pulled up. I know you can't see it yet. No, I'm in Arkansas. I was in North Carolina where we didn't have to worry about alligators at all, but in Arkansas we do because they're coming up the Mississippi. So, zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3 is where the alligators are. I am in zone 5, but I'm not going to say exactly which one, but my county borders the my county borders up here, one of these counties that border this area. So, none of my county is touching the area where the alligators come, but it's pretty freaking close. So I don't know what to do. I'm hoping that they don't in the summer. This was 1 year ago. I mean, things change, but hopefully they'll be okay. My daughter, she come up here crying because the beaver was down there. I'm going to get a video of it if I can, but I think the beaver moved downstream a little bit. But this beaver goes in and it slaps its tail and it was circling the geese because it was mad because we got in its area. And she was just crying, tears streaming down her face. She thought it was an alligator. She thought it was going to get the geese. We all had to run down there, and and it was okay because it was just a beaver, but it was scary. Hey, Ruby, good to see you. You were taking down the tree. I haven't done that yet, but we're going to. Okay. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you know that Camila was found, unfortunately, or I say allegedly because the medical examiner has not identified her body yet. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about something I saw last night, and I made a video on it. And as I was making the video, I realized some things may not be as they appear, and I want to talk about that and the issue with running with things right out the gate when I guess you haven't checked them completely. Because and I'm not going to say who put it out because I have respect for that person and that person's a friend of the channel as far as I know anyway. Um I don't think they meant to, but like as I was reading the article and making the video, I was like, wait a minute, because it's right after I read the article that I stopped and I was like, wait a minute now. This isn't making very much sense. Yet they put it out. The video's gone now, and like I said, I'm not going to say who put it out, but it's been identified now as her. Okay. I got a new article on it. And it does say that she has been found. So we're going to pull this up. Hold on just a minute. One girl found safe, and the other still missing, from what I understand as well. And I need to grab that stuff from Discord. I might can do it while we watch this video real quick. So this article is titled Camilia Mendoza Olmos, body found amid search for missing teen, last seen Christmas Eve. Not the outcome we were hoping for. What's curious to me is that they talked a lot about um, her having self-harm ideations and things like that, and then having recently broke up with her boyfriend. So I didn't understand why they kept talking about that. I'm thinking she might have left a note or something, considering how she was found. From what I know, one body, oh yeah, we read that. I don't A lot of girls run away. I ran away as a teenager, hormones, social media, people enticing them to leave. There's a lot of reasons. Why so many in San Antonio though? Is it because it's a high population of people? I mean, is it abnormal? Like statistically, for the amount of people that are in San Antonio, is there a higher a percentage of young girls leaving their homes than there would be elsewhere? There's obviously, we looked at the map yesterday and it said most missing cases came out of California first, Texas second. But again, that's because there's a large population of people. So I don't know. I don't know. They did find the firearm missing from her home next to her. It was very sad. Hey, Abraham, good to see you. Good to see you. I was thinking about you. All right. So I'm going to
Breaking news, a body that may have been that of a missing 19-year-old woman with ties to Southern California was found in Texas. 19-year-old Camilia Mendoza Olmos, last seen Christmas Eve in the San Antonio area. She's from Ontario and still has many family members in the IE. Investigators say dash cam video from a neighbor appeared to show her walking down the street in her pajamas. Sheriff's officials just announced moments ago that a body believed to be hers was found at the site of a landscaping company near her Texas home. They say a gun was also found near the body. So far, no foul play is suspected.
So no foul play is suspected. They found the firearm near her body, and she was found in a field that had been previously searched. But because of high brush and grass, they decided to go back in and search it again. And that's when they found her. I don't think that the field was searched before she was there. I think she had been there the whole time and they just missed it because of the high grass. The brief reads, a body has been found during the days-long search for Camilia Mendoza Olmos. The Texas team was last seen leaving for what family members believed was her routine morning walk on Christmas Eve. As of December 30th, 2025, Texas investigators are working to see if the body found on Tuesday was of the missing teen. If you or someone you know is in a mental health crisis, help is available. The 988 self-deletion and crisis lifeline is available 24/7. Those looking to learn more about the hotline can click here for more information. The previous hotline, which number is 1-800-273-8255, is still available for those who still remember the old number. So it reads, authorities say a body has been found during the days-long search for the missing 19-year-old Camilia Mendoza Olmos. According to the Bexar County, Texas Sheriff's Office, the body was found on Tuesday, December 30th, in a field believed to be a few hundred yards from where Camilia lives. Sheriff Javier Salazar declined to confirm if the body was the missing teen, adding that it's, quote, too early to tell. Salazar, however, did say that foul play was not involved in the mysterious individual's death. And we're going to watch that presser. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office also mentioned that Camilia was, quote, going through a very rough time in her life, unquote, hinting that her mental health battles may have contributed to her disappearance. During the course of the investigation, we developed some information that there may have been some self-deletion ideations on Camilla's part before, some signs of depression undiagnosed as far as we can tell, Salazar said. She was last seen on Christmas Eve after her mother remembered her teen daughter going on her routine walk. And anyone with information is asked to call 210-335-6000. Very sad update. Hey, CM Wilkins, good to see you. So close to home. Camilla was so bright and intelligent. She had her whole life ahead of her. Mental health issues are no joke. I agree. It's really sad. She graduated with honors, is what I noticed from the photo of her. That right there says honors. I mean, she was doing good. She was on her way. She had a car. It's really sad. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Tom said, you never know what's going on in someone's mind. I had a family member who self-deleted and no one even knew there were problems. Unfortunately, that's how it happens a lot of the times. And it's a lot. It's sad, you know. The family always will feel responsible in some way, like they could have done something different or better. And usually there isn't. East Texas chick, good to see you. We are the headband group still around. Yes, yes, yes. I have a bunch of these. I love them. I love them. Yes. Hey, Karen Della Rocca, good to see you. It is very, very sad. Very, very sad. So they did do a press conference on this yesterday afternoon or yesterday evening, one of the two. And I do have that we're going to go over. And then we're going to talk about the boyfriend, because I was gunning for him for a minute there, boy. I was mad as hell when I saw that video that somebody put out. We're going to talk about that as well. So this is the 16-minute press conference, and from what I've heard, I haven't watched it yet, but there could be some microphone problems. So I'm going to try to tell you what I'm hearing to the best of my ability, and I'm going to put on closed captions. This was the update on them finding Camilla. Thank you, Karen. That was so very sweet of you. I appreciate it. Cara said self-deletion sticks with you. It's horrible. I still question my family members' actions 10 years later if I miss something. And that's the sad part. A lot of people don't realize, like, your family will always feel responsible in some way. I wish that whatever was bothering her, that you could have made her understand, or she could have understood that it's just something that happened, that just a phase. I don't want to say, things pass with time. And it's really sad. Okay, Abellis, thank you so much. Hey, Lorianne, good to see you. And Chrissy Knows It All, good to see you. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. We're going to do a New Year's stream tomorrow.
I'm here to provide latest update on this case. As you know, we've spent the last several days looking for Camila. And the update that we have today is that we just recently, about 4:45, found a body in the field nearby here. At this point, it's too early to tell if the body that we found is that of Camila, but at this point, we don't suspect foul play. As you all know, one of
Maria.
possibilities that we were working under was the fear of self-harm. And at this point, there are some indicators that the body that we found may be as a result of that.
So again, they found the body in a field with the firearm nearby. I want to know what the indicators were that they were questioning, that could it be self-harm? I'm wondering if she left some kind of note or what's going on. It is very, very heartbreaking. Very, very sad. Not the outcome we wanted at all.
Obviously the medical examiner will have to make definitive identification, and we'll have to provide cause and manner of death. But as of now, we're processing the scene, and we hope to have more information to release as soon as we're able. The area in question is probably about, I'd say, as the crow flies, about a quarter of a mile from here, and probably a few hundred yards from her actual residence. It's an area very, very close to here. This afternoon, it was the folks that found the body it was a joint team comprised of BCSO and FBI. Incidentally, the FBI has been great partners in this investigation. Up to this point, they'd been really helping with intel work and processing digital evidence, but today they actually sent us basically a small army of agents that actually help with boots on the ground work. And we actually this afternoon made a conscious decision to go back to an area that had already been checked. But due to tall grass, we felt that there would be a benefit to checking the area once again. And as I mentioned, probably about 10 minutes into that search, the body was found. And again, too early to tell who or cause and manner, but we do have a body at this point. Esta tarde voy a dar más información tocante este caso que nosotros hemos andado investigando por varios días. Como ustedes saben, hemos andado buscando a Camila. Esta tarde, un equipo de oficiales con mi agencia, pero también agentes federales con el FBI.
So he's going to translate into Spanish as well. Miss Lola said, so sad and so close to home. And how did no one hear the firearm sound? I'm thinking that because they had referenced searching this area before, but the grass was really tall, so they decided to search it again. And I'm thinking that she could have been there the whole time. So she could have walked straight to that area and then used the firearm immediately. And people could have been still thinking that she was just on the walk. This could have been way before anybody went to look for her. As far as the sound, people might have heard something but not thought anything of it. Like sometimes on 18-wheelers, the tire will bust and it'll sound like a firearm. Also, San Antonio, there's a lot of violence in that area and probably firearms going off quite frequently. So when somebody hears that, they might not think much of it as well. So there's several reasons. I think the biggest thing is going to be that the firearm sounded way before anybody even realized anything was wrong while she was still allegedly on her walk. Phone turned off and went a route where she couldn't be seen. Yeah, they're saying that video might not even be of her, the dash cam video. Hey, True Crime Butterfly, good to see you. Karen Della Rocca, wishing Abellis a safe and happy new year. Yes. He's a cutie. You think so?
Fueron trabajando juntos. Ellos descubrieron un cuerpo. Ahorita es muy temprano para decir quién es este cuerpo o la manera de fallecer, pero sí se sabe que es un cuerpo. Ahorita no sospechamos homicidio, sino que ahorita estamos tratando de averiguar obviamente quién es esta persona y cómo fallecieron. El área, la escena donde está el cuerpo ahorita está cerca, aproximadamente cuarto de milla de aquí y cerca de la casa donde vivía Camila. Ahorita estamos procesando la escena, estamos esperando al médico forénsico para que nos digan quién es la persona y cómo fallecieron. I'll go ahead and give you a recap. So this afternoon, about 4:40, 4:45, a joint team comprised of BCSO deputies and FBI agents were conducting an open field search of a field where we had already checked once before, but due to high brush, we made a conscious decision to head back out there and check again. They found what we believe to be a body at this point. It's too early to tell who the body is or cause and manner of death. The medical examiner will be making both of those determinations, but we hope that we can try to expedite that process to be able to get the community answers that everybody's been waiting for. Any questions?
So with them saying that, it makes me feel pretty confident that it was her. And I don't even know like what to say. I wish that she could have known that there was people out there that would have talked to her and would have cared for her. And it's just with especially with teenage girls when their hormones hit and trying to tell them, this is just a moment in time. When you get older, none of this will even matter anymore. It doesn't go through. They live in that moment, in that time, and it's so hard, especially with all the hormones. And for boys too, it's a lot when all the hormones hit and just trying to make it through school, and people are mean, trying to keep your grades up. I mean, they talk about her being stressed out from school. She had a car. She was well on her way to doing good in the world. And I just wish so many times when I come across these cases, I wish that I could talk to them and just help them understand that this is just it. You won't even remember it. It won't even be a flicker in your route in the road that was your life. But making them understand that in that moment is like impossible. Ruby for Justice. I don't know if I said hey to you, love, but good to see you. I think she did. And to know that it really wasn't. I mean, if there was a way to just make her understand that all these cases, I wish I could go back a couple of days and just try to fix it. Stephanie, good to see you and happy New Year's Eve, my love. We are saying quite a few things. I always tell people I'd rather listen to your story than attend your funeral. That's a good way to put it. Hey, AM, good to see you. I hope not. I love this officer can switch between English and Spanish so that everyone can get the information so needed in these press conferences. It is very important that they do that and very cool. Seems like it's like a second language for him.
Why do you believe it's self-harm or something?
Exactly.
During the course of the investigation,
wow.
we
Wow.
developed some information
That's
that there
sad.
may have been some suicidal ideations on Camila's part before, some signs of depression, undiagnosed as far as we can tell.
We do.
But from what's being described to us, it sounds like it was a young person going through a very tough time in their life and going through some emotional issues. And there was some indicators of suicidal ideations as well.
Sir, el cuerpo de la persona que se encontraba es número uno.
Ahorita no se sabe. No podemos decir.
You could tell that it bothered him just then. I mean, to see a young girl, it bothers me to see a young, beautiful woman with her whole life ahead of her and then just be looking for her and worried about her and trying to reach her. And then to know that she did that. And then it's just, oh, it says Hurley, my t-shirt. I'm like chillaxing today. I've just got my sweatpants on. I've been chilling because I'm not feeling too great. And we've had the flu come through here, so I just kind of relaxing today. And plus, I got to wear my earrings. I love these earrings. They got mushrooms and the little moon phase on them. They're my favorite. One of my favorites. I've got so many earrings, it's ridiculous. But it's cool because I'll have new earrings on pretty much every day when we come live.
What kind of any obvious injuries to the body?
No, at this point, no. I mean, I can tell you that we found a firearm very near the
Sometimes
body.
I am too.
And in this particular case, we were actually looking for a firearm as well that had come up missing.
And did that firearm belong to a relative?
It was a family member's firearm. Yes.
I also have another question. I know we didn't have any surveillance or any. Did we trace her? Do we have any more footage of that?
No, I mean the last video we put out yesterday was a video from somebody's dash cam that had seen somebody matching the description that we had put out on social media that day. At this point, we're still not 100% that the person in that video is Camila. All the clothing description did match. We received several different kinds of clothing description of clothing she could be wearing at the time. And so at this point, it's too early to tell if this is actually her, but we're operating on that distinct premise.
You know, True Crime Butterfly pointed out that the parents will forever blame themselves. Thoughts and prayers go out to them, and they absolutely will. You could see the emotion in her dad's voice as he talked about it. Oh, Cindy, thank you for the super chat. I tried to highlight it and I wanted to try to keep it up. Oh, I wanted to try to keep it up. But yes, if you need help, call 988 Lifeline, or I'm sorry, let me read that again. Thank you for the support. I greatly appreciate it. And Cindy pointed out that we all need to be sharing more awareness. So 988 Lifeline. If you need emotional support, reach out to the National Mental Health Hotline at 988. I do believe you can text them. I will grab that and see. There's several numbers that you can just text nowadays, and you can also go to the link that she provided in chat, and I will make sure to add that to the video when we are done. If you are just feeling depressed, not even feeling like you're going to take your life, just please call somebody, for the love of God. It's not worth it. I'm not trying to get religious with y'all, but God put you here for a reason. There's a reason for you to be here. And making the decision that you're going to decide when you live and die is not the way it's supposed to be. I just think about, that she could have been married, had some beautiful children. It's so sad. And I know her dad was very upset, crying, trying to hold his emotions back, because it seemed like he wanted to present himself as a strong father figure who doesn't show emotion like that. And he was just heartbroken. And it's just so sad to see. Tom had been pointing out that over 700,000 adolescents attempted some type of self-harm last year, truly epidemic statistics. And right, you add online and pressures from social media and just kids are mean. You take a picture that somebody's asking you for, and then it's on the internet forever, and you're ostracized. Social media has not improved our life at all. At all. Like, I would be fine with living in a cabin somewhere away from everybody with a farm, and because these kids nowadays, it's not good. And I'm sorry. Ruby said, my 26-year-old son had a close friend from high school who took her life a few months ago. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just wish we could talk to them and tell them that there's so much more to life than that moment. I knew a girl that when I was in adult timeout, she had a Mrs. Boyd tattooed on her stomach right here. And but she was with somebody else, and I said, who was the Boyd? And she looked and stared off for a while, and she said, he was my husband. We got married, but we weren't married for very long. They were using substances together. And she said that she walked in and he had hung himself. And you could just still see the impact it had on her. She cried. You could tell she really loved him, even though they were using substances together and all that. You could tell that it really broke her heart to find your husband like that. It's just, you respectfully disagree with that comment. Social media has improved your life greatly. That's why I'm here with you all. Well, that's good to hear, and I'm glad to hear the flip side of it. So, do you think that specifically the impact of social media on children, do you think that that's bad or good? Like, maybe it's good for adults? I'm thinking about children. Like, if their boyfriend says, I want a picture of you naked, and they send their boyfriend a picture of them naked, and then like in the movie Mean Girls, and then it gets spread and posted all over lockers and shit in school, and children have that, and they pick on them. Like, that's the kind of the line I'm thinking. Maybe I should not have said social media as a whole. What do you think about social media on children specifically? Southern Cat's good to see you. Abella said in Canada, the number is 988 also. Social media is like a yin and yang. You have the dark side of it and then the light side of it. I agree with that. People don't know how to use social media, especially the young ones. I agree with that too, Maria. My neighbor's daughter hung herself in her room years ago. Her poor mom came running over in shock. Oh my God, Lorianne. That's horrible. And it's these young children who have their whole life ahead of them. I think that children don't belong on social media, period. So yeah, I think that maybe that's the way I should approach it then. Children shouldn't be on social media until they are at least out of that adolescent stage where everything is just so impactful. Because social media does do a lot of good for adults. I could agree with that. Yes.
Videos o información para poder determinar cómo pasó todo.
Pues quisiéramos pedir más videos de la comunidad. Obviamente el video de ayer ojalá nos ayudó un poco, pero también se sabe que el área donde ella fue encontrada o el cuerpo fue encontrado, está cerca de la casa. Es posible que si es ella, ella pudiera ver.
Quickly, so they were sharing 988. You just text 988 and you'll connect with trained counselors within the 988 self-deletion and crisis lifeline network. And that's what it's called now. It was formerly known as the National Self-Deletion Lifeline. It's now known as the Self-Deletion and Crisis Lifeline Network. I say self-deletion, but it's SUICIDE. YouTube doesn't like it when I use that word. There is the website too, https://988lifeline.org. Definitely, please God, reach out to somebody before you think of doing something like that.
Cruzado a ese punto sin cámaras verla. A esa
Hey,
hora también.
Max.
Yes, the
Hey,
area
Cracker
where the
Jack.
body was found is very close to Camila's home.
Hope you have
And
a
it's
good New
quite
Year's too.
possible that based upon the canvassing that we did, not every house had camera footage or cameras. So it is possible that at that time of the day, on that day, she may have made it out to that area without going across any camera. So it's possible
So
no
sorry,
camera
Lori.
footage exists. But we would still ask people on the street to double check their cameras again. Yes, sir.
How long will it take for the medical examiner to determine?
So I'm guessing in the next day or two they'll be able to tell us a little bit more about who the body is, and then hopefully soon thereafter cause and manner of death as well.
But for them to come out and say this in this presser, they're pretty sure it's her. Karen pointed out that the hardest thing is losing a child. Years to come will be deeply saddening, and everyone around you, thankfully, is happy and busy with preparations for the holidays with the family. Her family, she is forever gone. And when you lose somebody like that on a holiday, it makes the holidays really hard for everybody in the family. And it's just like, I wish I could not hit my desk with my knee, and I wish I could hug the family and just try to help them, you know? You wouldn't have your OnlyFans website. Well, I'm sure your OnlyFans website is amazing, Tom. I'll have to check it out sometime. Hey, Norma. So they're not sure yet. Well, they're saying that. So technically, they can't come out and say it's her definitively until the medical examiner makes an identification. I've heard that since this press conference, they have come out and said that it was her. But for them to come out with the press conference and say, look, we found a body and a firearm was used, and it was a quarter mile as the crow flies from her house. And, there was a firearm missing from her house, and they discontinued the clear alert for her right after the body was found. It's their way of basically saying, yeah, it's her, without coming out and saying, yeah, it's her, because legally they can't say, yes, this is her until the medical examiner comes out and says it was indeed her. We matched her DNA. But with all the clues that they're giving us that you have to kind of put together, you can tell that it was her. Again, how close it was to home. There was a firearm used where the body was found, and there was a firearm missing from her house. They discontinued the clear alert for her. All of these things added up tell you that it was her. I think they might have even come out and said it by now, but I'm not positive. This was last night, remember?
Si es ella o no, pero hay algo en el cuerpo o si es mujer o
Probably.
hombre que dé la indicación de que hay una posibilidad de que pueda ser ella.
La ropa que tiene puesto el cuerpo es similar a la ropa que nosotros teníamos figurados que ella llevaba puesta.
Was there a firearm missing, and if so, what kind?
There was a firearm missing in this case. We had not parted with that information publicly just yet, but I can tell you that there has been a firearm recovered at the scene where the body is.
Y'all are wild.
Missing from the home, yes.
But have you confirmed that firearm belonged to that relative?
The firearm that was missing did belong to a relative. The firearm that has been observed there at the crime scene, we haven't touched it yet. So we haven't gotten close enough to verify serial numbers.
So, si encontraron una pistola ahí donde está.
Sí hay una pistola ahí con el cuerpo, y sí sabemos que en este caso una pistola se había desaparecido de la casa. Una pistola que pertenecía a un pariente.
Now, I understood he was talking about a firearm in a house. So I'm assuming he was just reiterating in Spanish that there was a firearm missing from her house.
Van a dejar de buscar en el área porque ahorita pues todavía no se sabe
Oh
si
my
es
Pues
God.
todavía vamos a dejar una presencia aquí en el área. Nosotros vamos a estar aquí por cuando menos
You
esta
saw that
noche
on camera?
procesando
Oh my
la
God.
escena. Porque ahorita, aunque no sospechamos homicidio, todavía tenemos que manejar la investigación con esa posibilidad en mente que puede ser un homicidio. Entonces tenemos que estar aquí por la mayoría de esta
Why don't
noche
ICE?
procesando todo. Entonces van a todavía haber actividades aquí de nosotros.
El médico forense podría tardarse en revelar los resultados.
¿Cómo dice?
El médico forense se podría tardar en revelar el resultado de los exámenes.
Ojalá para mí, mi preferencia es que tan pronto que se pueda. Ojalá en unos cuantos días nos pueden decir quién es esta persona que nosotros encontramos y qué fue la manera de fallecer.
Yo te pregunta, solamente en esta semana hay 3 casos de mujeres desaparecidas, bueno, adolescentes. Una es Sofía Gabriela.
No, Sofía ya la encontramos. Está bien.
Está bien. Comentar un poco dónde
Sí. He was just asking me about a young lady that we put on social media this morning, Sofia Cobos. We were actually in the process of reporting that she's been found alive and well when this call came in. So we kind of.
Sophia is the 14-year-old we talked about yesterday. For some reason, East Texas chick comment did not show up in my StreamYard, but East Texas chick said that I know the feeling all too well. My son took his life due to tire of using substances. I talked and talked. He hung himself 6 years ago. It doesn't get better. I'm so sorry. East Texas chick, that's hard. Damn, that makes it, I mean, because getting off substances is hard enough, and God almighty, I'm so sorry. I mean, you pray and pray and pray that the substances won't kill them, and then, man, that's awful. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. When you lose someone, it doesn't get better. I lost my son's father. He overdosed. And it's been years now, but I can think about him without crying, but it doesn't make it any better. And I'm so sorry. That's horrible. I'm so sorry.
Hit the stops on her, but Sophia's we're no longer looking for her. Thankfully, she's back with family and where she's accounted for.
Me imagino que ya le notificaron a la familia de Camila que encontraron este cuerpo. ¿Cómo reaccionaron? ¿Qué le dijeron?
Bueno, no tengo mucha información en eso, solamente que nosotros sí mandamos un agente federal y una de nuestras investigadoras. Ellas las dos fueron y les dieron las noticias a la familia de Camilia que habíamos encontrado un cuerpo, pero no se sabe, yo no sé qué reaccionaron.
Por parte de la familia van a necesitar ADN o algo que para poder ver si es...
Pues a ver qué es lo que vamos a necesitar. No sé si el forénsico médico nos puede ayudar con huellas o con récords dentales o como sea, pero la familia han estado ayudándonos con todo lo que se necesita y ojalá tenemos las esperanzas que ellos van a seguir ayudándonos.
So is this early indications that it's or that it could be a suicide?
Look, at this point, we were certainly operating with that in mind. There had been some concerns early on. We didn't necessarily part with all of this information in detail, but there had been some concerns of depression, suicidal ideations made on Camila's part, to where we were considering that a very real possibility. Obviously this body being found with a weapon very nearby, that's certainly, to me, the prevailing theory, but we're still going to process the scene as if it's possibly a homicide and possibly not her. But, obviously for us, we're operating with that as the main prevailing theory at this point.
How is the family?
So they're gonna process the crime scene like they would any other, but yeah, they feel pretty strongly that it was her. If we jump over here real quick, this 14-year-old was Sophia Peter Cabos, who has been found safe, thank God. We still have Angelique, I believe is her name, 17 missing, and all 3 of these girls were missing from the Bexar County in just a week. Thank God Sophia has been found safe.
Family holding up
I don't have much
Hey, Madeline, good to
information
see
other
you.
than we did send a joint team to the house of an agent and a deputy an investigator from the sheriff's office, and they both delivered that notification to Camila's mom a little bit ago. But I don't know what the reaction was from there. And we, of course, we were not able to tell her definitively this is her because we just don't know at this point.
But again, for them to send an FBI agent over there and for them to discontinue the alert, and considering the location she was found and there was a firearm missing from the house, I feel pretty positive to say that it was her.
Mounted deputies who found the body?
I don't, at this point, I don't know if it was a mounted deputy or a deputy on foot or a deputy or a drone. We had drones overhead as well.
Sorry, Matt.
I'll probably be receiving that update here in just a few minutes. But it was a good joint team of BCSO and FBI. And once again, the FBI has just been great at this. DPS called us earlier. Chief Vince Luciano has been great. He's been calling me all day, asking if we needed any help. I've been receiving calls from law enforcement all over, offering up assistance. But FBI came through big time for us today.
¿El cuerpo presentaba alguna herida, algún golpe?
Ahorita no se sabe porque todavía no tocamos el cuerpo. Solamente encontramos el cuerpo, tapamos ahorita y luego ya no vamos a tocar el cuerpo hasta que llegue el forénsico.
Can you elaborate on the tough times that she was having? Do you know of anything from her phone, anything like that?
So, from what I can gather, she was having a tough time with school, with work, with a relationship that had recently ended. I mean, just typical teen stuff that she had going on, and it's heartbreaking to have seen and read some of the things that we're reading, because it was pretty clear she was going through a very tough time. So, I mean, I use this as an opportunity to remind everybody out there, whether you've got kids this age or even well into adulthood, check on people and don't take anything for granted. Many times we hear, well, she was depressed, but she seemed to have gotten all of a sudden, so everything must be okay. Well, sometimes when everything seems to be okay, it might be because they've made up their mind and they're coming to peace with the fact that they're going to end their own life. And so I don't mean to scare anybody with that, but don't always take that as a comfort and say, okay, we must be through the crisis. Definitely, if you're going through a crisis yourself, reach out and get help. If you suspect that a friend or family member is going through a tough time mentally, please get them the help that they need.
And you can text 988 for that, no matter where you are at. For the Spanish question, awesome. I appreciate that. I think that's the sheriff, Sheriff Javier Salazar, but I'm not positive. She asked if there was any other wounds or blows to the body. They said they brought nothing and covered the body waiting for the medical examiner. So they didn't touch anything and they covered her body and they just looked, waited for the medical examiner. Yeah. Yeah, it does really help. I do appreciate those of you who translate for us in the comments section. It helps out a lot, actually, and I really appreciate it.
So for people watching, we have the crisis hotline, right?
Sure. There's crisis hotlines. There's a national suicide hotline. You can always call the non-emergency number for the sheriff's office or for the SAPD. There's no shortage of numbers you can call, and absolutely people are going to be willing to come help.
And I know you joked up earlier, this is definitely a tough time, but how are you feeling?
I mean, it's tough. This is certainly not the outcome we were hoping for, right? We always hope in these situations that she's going to be fine and that she's with a boyfriend and just wanted to get away from everything and, not talk to anybody. You don't ever want any case to end like this. And although we're not yet at that point where we're ready to say that this is her, the fact is we've got a body and it's a distinct possibility.
Can you confirm the location? Was it the burning?
And again, they're not going to come out and say that if they have any question. I mean, really, if they think it could possibly be somebody else, because then they could get sued. All kinds of things could happen. Madeline asked, what was the cause? Has the cause of death been determined? Yeah, they found a firearm by her body, and it appears that she took her own life. I've only felt that low twice in my life. It can be hidden so well. Those who are serious rarely show the signs because that would only prevent it from happening. Absolutely, Cracker Jacks. Absolutely. And I'm sorry you felt that way before. It is hard because those that are serious won't give you any signs. I'm afraid to get rid of any because I'm afraid she might haunt me. I hope she doesn't. I hope she's passed on. Karen, I hope Connie's passed on, is in a better place. I can't imagine how this affects these officers. He choked up at the beginning of this presser. And I mean, for them to see this every day, and they're always hoping that they're going to come back and they're going to be safe. And like he said, maybe she went off with a boyfriend or something, and then to find her like this and just see such a young life, a young person extinguished. It's just really sad.
Landscaping.
It's a landscaping company very near here.
Was she wearing the same clothing that matched the description?
So we've got several different clothing descriptions that were put out that day. We got the one that was put on social media, but then somebody gave us an alternate clothing description, and the body is wearing clothing that's very similar to what was described to us.
Algo así, usted como padre con que es de hijas, que tiene hijas, ¿cómo se siente si es que llega a ser ella que esto haya terminado de esta manera?
Bueno, mira, nosotros obviamente teníamos las esperanzas que la íbamos a encontrar con amigos, con un novio fuera del pueblo, no quería hablar con nadie, pero ya cuando se toca de encontrar un cuerpo, obviamente eso no es.
Maria, thank you so much for the support. Maria says prayers and hugs to her family and everyone who has suffered through this. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you for the support. And yeah, if I could wish anything for her family, I mean, I just wish I could surround them with love and let them know. The biggest thing is going to be helping them understand that it's not their fault, that they tried. I mean, we heard about her mother sleeping in the bed with her the night before, or allegedly that she felt her get up. So we assume she might have been in the bed with her that morning. We heard about how her mother would go out and look for her sometimes during her morning walks. I mean, I think that her mother did everything that she could. Her family in general did everything that they could to try to help her through this time. And it's just important for them to understand that it's not their fault. I mean, it sounds like they tried so hard to keep her safe and protect her and let her know that she was loved. And I wish I want to send prayers and hugs to her family too, and everyone who has suffered through this, Maria. I agree 100%. And I'm so sorry to them. Hey, Cynthia, good to see you. The boyfriend has been cleared and extremely cooperative. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, Cynthia. You might be behind, love. I don't know. Corey, good to see you. A guy I played football with in high school self-deleted after his girlfriend broke up with him in 11th grade. See, it's things like that that's so hard, because just getting them to understand that that's not the only girl that you're ever going to love. And it does get better. It hurts in that moment, but it gets better. All the hormones just make it so much worse. That's so sad. I'm so sorry. Hey, Betsy Sue, good to see you. Salty Sleuth, good to see you. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. I'll be on tomorrow to do a New Year's stream. Betsy Sue, I'm glad to see you. I used to live by Cameron, North Carolina.
Es lo que queríamos. Entonces, para nosotros, lo único que yo puedo decir ahorita es que mi prioridad es poder averiguar si este cuerpo es de ella, y luego ya poderles ayudarles a la familia con lo que ellos necesiten en ese momento de nuestra agencia. Okay. Thank you all so much, guys.
And the identity has not yet been confirmed, and we're told
that was Brian, and I was watching that to get more information. Okay, so that was the presser on that. Now we're going to go over here. So where this started. Okay, so I saw a video that somebody put out, and like I said, I'm not going to say who put it out. They have since removed it. And so I saw this video that they put out. This was right at the time that we found out that this body had been located. And I saw this video, and I kind of jumped the gun a little bit too. And I started making a video, and I was like, I saw this information on so-and-so's page, and I really appreciate them for putting this out, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So in the moment last night, we were given information that more than likely Cynthia had been found. There was a firearm that she had been found in the field. And at the same time, they were announcing that another teen had been found safe, but they weren't giving out the name at the time. Now, I knew that it should be Sophie. I moved the X post. I knew that it should have been Sophie Peter Cabos because they talked about the 14-year-old being found safe, and it was a 14-year-old. So I knew that it was supposed to be her because of the X post you guys sent me yesterday showing that these were the people that were missing from the area. Hey, Scratch the Paint, good to see you. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you. Now, again, last night when all this information came out, they just said a 14-year-old had been located safe. But this reads, Bexar County, Texas, missing teens, one body located, which was Camilla, one still missing, and one found safe. And these were the three that were missing. Last night, again, they were just saying a 14-year-old. I knew it was supposed to be Sophia. The brief is the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is searching for teenagers missing in separate, unrelated cases. A body matching the description of 19-year-old Camilia Olmos was found during the search for her Tuesday. Authorities are still searching for 17-year-old Angelique Johnson, and that's this girl right here in the yellow and black shirt. Sheriff's officials have established a mobile command post and are utilizing drones, canine units, and mounted patrols for the search for 19-year-old Camilia Mendoza Olmos, 17-year-old Angelique Johnson, and 14-year-old Sophia Gabriela Peter Cabos. While the cases are not currently linked, authorities are urging residents to check home surveillance and dash camera footage for any signs of the missing youths. That was when we were still looking for all of them. The clear alert that had been issued for 19-year-old Camilia Mendoza Olmos, who went missing on the morning of Christmas Eve, was discontinued Tuesday night. That was a big clue to let you know that more than likely it was her that was found. Just hours after authorities said they had found a body and a weapon during the search for her. According to family, Olmos typically went for morning walks, but concern grew when she failed to return. Initial surveillance footage from her home showed an individual believed to be Olmos searching inside her vehicle before walking away on foot. Her vehicle remained at the residence. On Monday, officials released new dash cam footage provided by a passing motorist. The video captured around 7 a.m. on December 24th shows a person matching Olmos' description walking northbound on Wild Horse Parkway between Shetland Wind and Caspian Spring. We saw this yesterday. If it'll load, yeah. We went over that several times. We don't know if it was her or not. They still haven't confirmed that. The FBI and Homeland Security were assisting in the case by analyzing digital evidence and monitoring outbound flights and border crossings as a precaution. I apologize. And then a body was discovered that matched Camilla's description. According to investigators, a body matching Olmos' description was discovered at about 4:45 Tuesday in an area of tall grass at Burning Bush Landscaping Company within a few hundred yards of her home. Investigators have not yet officially identified the body as that of Olmos, and the cause of death has not been determined. According to investigators, a firearm that investigators had been searching for in connection with the person's death was found near the body. And then our second clue was that the firearm was missing from her home, and there was a firearm found near the body that was so close to her house. Blessings galore. Good to see you, and thank you for being here. She is so beautiful. All of them are. So yesterday we found out about Angelique Johnson, but we didn't have a lot of information. What they're saying right now is that the sheriff's office is also searching for 17-year-old Angelique Johnson, who was reported missing from the 130 block of Exeter Place, located near Petronco Road on the city's northwest side. And Petronco Road is also where Sophie went missing from. Investigators believe Johnson still has her cell phone in her possession, but her current location and intended destination remain unknown. She is a female, 5 feet 10 inches tall, 198 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. She is still missing, even currently. And then we had Sophia Gabriela Peter Cabos, who was 14 found safe. The most recent disappearance involves 14-year-old Sophia Gabriela Peter Cabos. Sophia was found alive and well, according to Bexar County Sheriff's Office Facebook post at 4:26 p.m. She was last seen leaving her home near the intersection of Landon Ridge and Petronco Road at approximately 7 p.m. on Monday, December 29th. She was 5 feet 4 inches tall, 132 pounds, with 132 pounds with brown hair and green eyes. She was seen wearing a black flannel shirt and black shorts. Authorities reminded the public that anyone found harboring or hiding a reported missing person could face criminal charges. Information leading to the recovery of the teens can be reported anonymously. Now, last night when this video came out that this person put out, again, I'm not saying who put it out because they removed it and I'm not going to do that to them, but they put out that a 14-year-old had been found and that more than likely Camilla was deceased. Okay. And they pulled up an article. Okay. This was the article they pulled up. I'm not going to read this article yet, but I want you to look at this picture of this person. Okay. Now we're going to go back to Camilla's ex-boyfriend, the boyfriend that broke up with her. Do you see that picture? Okay. So I'm going to read this to you. This was from one day ago. Missing teen Camilia Mendoza's ex-boyfriend vows to keep searching until we find her. The ex-boyfriend of Camilia Mendoza Olmos has been assisting in the search for the missing Texas teen and vowed to continue doing so until she's found. Nathan Gonzalez spoke to local media on Saturday as he and other members of the community came together to look for Olmos, who mysteriously vanished just before 7 a.m. on Christmas Eve and was last seen outside her home in San Antonio. Quote, they're going through a nightmare, Gonzalez said of Olmos' family during a search party for the missing teen. Gonzalez, who had dated the 19-year-old, told Fox San Antonio on Saturday that he's fully committed to searching for Olmos, who he described as exceptionally, quote, loving, unquote, until the moment she's found. Quote, so that's why we are all out here to support her family and to be there for them, because not only do they need us right now, but they need the Lord Jesus to be with her and protect Cammie, because we know with the Lord that she's going to come back home. She's a very loving person. She's the person that always puts others before herself, and she loved everybody no matter what. And, you know, this is just not like her because, like I said, she's just a loving person who would have never thought that something like this would happen, Gonzalez continued, and that's her and him. It says here, Gonzalez has since dedicated much of his social media presence to happy pictures of the couple together and flyers asking for members to join search efforts as the teen's disappearance moves into its 5th day. Quote, I'll be here all day. We've been here for 3 days, going on 4 days straight, and we're not going to stop until we find her. Gonzalez has since dedicated much of his social media presence to happy pictures of the couples together and for flyers asking members to join search efforts as the teen's disappearance moves into the 5th day. Olmos had recently ended a romantic relationship, according to Bexar County Sheriff's Department. The breakup was described as amicable, and the police are not currently working on the assumption that her ex is involved in her disappearance, cops said. Gonzalez, however, has not been officially identified by authorities as the subject of the recent breakup, and it's unclear when the pair was last together. But allegedly, that's the boyfriend that she broke up with, or they broke up. Gonzalez added that he has answered detectives' questions about his relationship with Olmos and any places he believes she could have vanished to as authorities continued the desperate search. Quote, I was willing to give any information that I can to bring her home because at the end of the day, that's what's going to bring her home to her, for her family, Gonzalez said. The search for Olmos has extended into Mexico as state authorities fear she may have been taken over the U.S.-Mexican border. In the security video on the night of her disappearance, Olmos, a Mexican national, was seen searching for something inside her vehicle before closing the door and vanishing from the scene. She only had her car keys and driver's license with her, but no cell phone, which was found on her bed, family members told the police. It is believed she left on foot. There have been no leads. They believed that she was in imminent danger, and the FBI and all that were involved. Okay. So the video this person put out named the ex-boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, Olmos, Nathan Gonzalez, as the person who had basically been in a relationship with a 14-year-old girl that had been found. Now, when he read this article, it reads, missing 14-year-old girl located, man detained in connection to her disappearance, Bexar County Sheriff's Office says. Okay, so the way that it was being portrayed was that Camilla's boyfriend right here had broken up with Camilla and then was talking to a underage 14-year-old girl, and the underage 14-year-old girl was the 14-year-old girl that had been found. Okay, but I immediately Well, first of all, I thought it was the same person, and I was making a video and I was like, "Oh my god, this is insane. Camilla's boyfriend breaks up with her to date a 14-year-old girl. What the fuck?" And the 14-year-old's missing and Camilla's missing, and then Camilla's found deceased and the boyfriend's being detained and asked questions about the missing 14-year-old in the same county. What the hell? So I'm making a video, right? And I'm like, I need to pull up this article. So I pull up the article. Right here, the first clue was that it says Ramona Shanti Armstrong had been reported missing early Saturday, March 29th. Okay. I mean, that's pretty bright and bold there. And I said, wait a minute, Ramona. And so I went back over here and I was like, this is Sophia, because remember, we had pulled it up on X. I was like, I don't think it's the same girl. And then I saw that date of March 29th. Okay. And then it reads, the Bexar County Sheriff's Office is thanking the public for helping to locate a missing 14-year-old girl who was last seen in northwest Bexar County. Authorities said Nathaniel Edward Gonzalez, 24, has been detained for questioning on Saturday night. Ramona Shanti Armstrong was reported missing after being seen last around 3:45 a.m. Saturday, reportedly being picked up by an unknown male in the 7,600 block of Bar Hill Post. And then right here, it says Bexar County Sheriff's Office about 9 months ago. It says authority tracked Ramona's phone and was found abandoned, according to the Sheriff's Office. Bexar County Sheriff's Office said Gonzalez was considered to be a person of interest and they would like to speak with him regarding any information on the case. On Saturday night, an Amber Alert was issued and on Saturday night, an Amber Alert notification was issued calling Gonzalez a suspect. However, Bexar County Sheriff's Office took to Facebook to say he was not considered a suspect at the time. So, I mean, considering that I'm sorry. Let me pull this back up. Considering that this said about 9 months ago and the very first line says March 29th, I said, wait a minute, hold on. Now this ain't right. What's going on? This isn't making sense. And I stopped my video in that moment. And then I went over to the person's page and I screenshotted my comment because I figured that it might disappear or I might get some backlash. And I'm going to pull that up for you real quick. But again, I have redacted the name. If you know the name, please don't share the name because I think it could have been an honest mistake. But I have questions because I mean, it's pretty blatant that wrong one. It's pretty obvious that that's from March. Like I don't understand like why. Okay, it's pretty evident that that article is from March. So did we just run with it too fast, or did we put it out there real quick to get a bunch of clicks and views and then just say, I'm sorry, I messed up? I don't know. It's only been deleted. Nothing's been said. So I commented, and I'm not saying who it is. I've redacted all that. And I wrote, that article was from 9 months ago, March of this year. If he was detained, then he was released and got with Camilla afterwards. And it says at the end of the article that he's not considered a suspect. Am I confused about this? Because if I am, please let me know with all due respect. Okay. And so the video has since been removed and deleted. I just don't understand how that happened. Like, did we just run with it too fast? Because I mean, right there in the first line, it says March 29th. Ramona Shanti Armstrong is obviously not Sophia. Thank God Sophia was found safe, but I don't even think they have the same name. And I was looking in Discord and there was a video dropped of who might have actually been responsible. I haven't watched the video. I just got it from Discord since we've been live. So we're going to jump over here and see if this is the guy that was actually detained in that case. My mods got it. Blue Jay, good to see you. Yeah, I don't, again, I'm not going to say who did it, but like, how did that happen? Because like I said, I was making the video and I was thanking the person for finding the information. I was like, holy shit, that's insane. But I stopped and I was like, now, wait a minute. I don't understand how.
A man is facing charges tonight after.
Sorry, hold on. I don't understand how I called onto it, yet that person didn't. But I'm not trying to call them out. Carr said, knowing the person you're talking about, it was an honest mistake. I think the similarities were just insanely close. At least I think it was an honest mistake. And I think it was too. Hey, Blue Jay, my love, good to see you. I think it could have been too. If we had slowed down for just a second, we could have seen that headline of March 29th. I think maybe we'd have had the same. Because, I mean, it's right there. Even the name. But I don't know. I think it was an honest mistake, too. That person does a lot of cases, so it's very easy to get it mixed up and think. I mean, because, I was making the video, too. I was like, holy shit, this is insane. What the fuck? So I think that could have happened with them, too. I just found it interesting. So this might have been the actual man who got in trouble for this. Let's see.
A man is facing charges tonight after investigators say he sexually assaulted a 15-year-old that he met online. Investigators say 30-year-old Nathan Gonzalez admitted to meeting the victim on Snapchat and Instagram and arranged a meetup. On Monday, Bexar County deputies were called out to Westside Park for reports of a suspicious vehicle. When they got there, Gonzalez was exiting the vehicle wearing his shorts, but his underwear had fallen to the ground. Gonzalez told investigators he did not know.
Whoa. Full motherfucking stop. What the fuck?
What the fuck, y'all? God damn! God damn! God damn!
I've got to update my clips. What the fuck did they just say?
When they got there, Gonzalez was exiting the vehicle wearing his shorts, but his underwear had fallen to the ground. Gonzalez told investigators he did not know the victim in the car with him was 15 years old. He faces charges of continuous sexual abuse of a child.
Holy shit, if it's continuous, it had been going on for some time. What the fuck? Holy shit. My God. Jesus. Holy fuck.
All right, Adam.
Holy motherfuck. That's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, he definitely is all forehead. When he walks into the courtroom, his forehead comes in first, and then he arrives 5 minutes later. That's motherfucking facts.
Boom, 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 bop, bam.
That is motherfucking facts. Holy shit. Jesus. Poor Ramona. So yeah, that was my thing about misinformation. I just I don't think that they meant to do that because it's a very reputable channel. Again, I'm not going to say the name. If you know, you know. Please don't say the name because I have no issues with that channel. I think we're on good terms. I don't know. I wish that maybe we could have slowed down for a second. I have a few other things. Yeah, wood chipper immediately stat. Randomly losing underwear and then continuous abuse of the child. So it had been happening for some time. This motherfucking asshole. And they're always disgusting. Like forehead arriving 5 minutes ahead of them. God, these poor children. Yeah, making fun of the pedos is fair game. I have a few. So that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. We've got a couple other things we can talk about. I wanted to see what this was. Let me get my timestamp. I saw that a teen died while opening Christmas presents. What the fuck happened there? Tomorrow, we're going to do a New Year's stream, and we're going to go back through the year in review. He probably got a low rate of recidivism from John the doctor. I heard something about that. We'll talk about that too. If I can get it. Hopefully that person might strike me. I don't know if they're still on good terms with me or not, but we'll talk about it right after we look at this. So yeah, this is titled Teen Dies While Opening Christmas Presents. I wanted to see what this was about with you guys.
News 6 on your side, a heartbreaking story out of East Alabama. A family in Piedmont hurting tonight after their teenage daughter died unexpectedly just hours or just after opening her Christmas presents.
Her family telling us this happened while she was FaceTiming with her father, who's in the hospital in need of a heart transplant. Your East Alabama reporter Reggie Kyle live tonight after talking with the family about their loss. Reggie, I can imagine what they are going through right now.
What happened?
That's right, Josh. Brittany, I talked to Janice Durden, who describes her daughter Scarlett as being loving and goofy, but would always put a smile on your face whenever you met her.
I want moms to remember everywhere. You have no idea what can happen. And just hug your babies every day. Just hug them every day.
Christmas morning, after opening presents at home, Janice Durden says her 16-year-old daughter Scarlett walked to the pantry room when all of a sudden her heart stopped beating.
Oh my
Shaylee,
God.
my youngest daughter, runs back in there and she's like, Mom, Scarlett's being weird. And I ran, found her on the floor. And I called 911.
With a family history of heart-related deaths and her father in the hospital waiting on a heart transplant, the decision was made to have Scarlett's heart examined after she died in hopes of helping another family.
It could be something not even related that caused it or something. But my brother said today, if it's not too late, I would like anyone that could to study her heart to see if it could make a difference later for someone.
The family says not seeing the woman she would grow to become is truly their loss.
Could you imagine your baby opening Christmas presents and then just falls on the floor? My God. That's so awful. I'm glad that one of the girls was found safe too. You might be behind, love, but God, poor baby. Jesus. How did that even happen though? There's no signs and her heart just stopped?
My heart that we won't see her, get married and join the military and do all these things.
We're not supposed to bury our babies. We're not. It's backwards. I just have to make sure that my daughters never forget their sister.
Now, Scarlett Durden was a student at Piedmont High School, the school posting on social media that they're praying for the family. If you would like to help this family in their time of need, I'll have Scarlett's GoFundMe link attached to this story on our WBRC News app. Your reporter in Calhoun County, I'm Reggie Kyle for WBRC 6 News.
Good afternoon.
I'll try to get that pulled up and put it in the description box. If anybody would like to donate to that's horrible. That's just absolutely horrible. Cindy said, my guess is that she may have been born with some kind of heart issues, whether that was never detected or not. That's what I'm thinking. But with the dad, well, I mean, everybody focusing on the dad, maybe. That's so sad. It's really sad when this happened. I looked after a 15-year-old who collapsed while running in school. She was brain dead and inherited heart condition. That's awful. I'm so sorry. My 18-year-old grandson was born with a rare heart condition, and it wasn't diagnosed until he was about 8 years old. Damn. You found out your daughter had a heart issue when she was 12. Damn. So maybe it's more common than I thought. I'm so sorry, you guys. That's a lot to try to deal with. I did talk about, we'll come back and watch News Nation, what's leading to all the missing girl cases in Texas. We'll bring it back to there. I wanted to talk about Dr. John. I'm going to go to this person's page and hopefully they don't strike me. If they do, oh well, I'll have to deal with it, I guess. Because I think they're upset with me, but I don't know where she put it. It was a while back. I don't know if she put it here or on a different page, but I saw something and I was like, well, that's interesting. It's on the other one. It has to do with hidden true crime because she picked it up when I left off. And so if you guys are interested in the hidden true crime stuff, definitely check her out. I know that Salty Sleuth is doing a lot on that too, and I'll have to grab her link in just a second and drop it. She's been talking about Kay and the hidden true crime stuff quite a bit too. This is what it is. So it reads from 3 days ago. This is serious. The court challenged at Hidden True Crime John Matthais' qualification in the field of sex offender recidivism in 2021. There are also many other concerns the government noted regarding Dr. John Matthais' evaluations. It says, read the filing, not qualified, fraud alert. So I'm going to get real close to my screen. And it reads, to the extent this court is inclined to give any weight to Matthais' psychosexual report, the government seeks to challenge Matthais' qualifications as an expert in the field of adult sex offender recidivism and would request Dittmer III be ordered to present Matthais as a witness for this court's consideration. Matthais has never testified as an expert in federal court, has never testified as an expert to adult psychosexual evaluations or recidivism. And the last time he testified as an expert was in 2011 in family juvenile court proceedings. They presented Exhibit B, Marie E. Rice, the Sex Offender Risk Appraisal Guide, sexual something. It continues down here. Exhibit B at 40, Matthais DSM-5 diagnostic impression does not list BPD. Notably, the family court records Dittmer III provided mentioned that he underwent a psychological evaluation and counseling. The defense indicated that they do not have a copy of those documents to provide to the government. It is also concerning that Matthais did not obtain Dittmer III's prior psychological evaluations and treatment in making his opinions and conclusions. Basically, if you read this filing, which you might have somewhere, let me see. There's a link. Yeah, this is it. I'll share it in, I'll share her link. It talks about Dittmer III psychosexual evaluation. I'm going to share her link. What the fuck is this? Full fucking stop. The government will present selected images at sentencing for the court's consideration. She is. What the mother? Y'all. Can y'all read what's on your screen right now? So first of all, Dr. John Matthais is not out here. He's out here motherfucking lying from what Jay for Justice showed us. Okay. And then what the fuck is this? I need to go back up. Okay. On September 30th of 2021, the United States Marshals informed the parties that Dittmer III received multiple photos that appeared to be CSAM exploitation images, as well as copies of multiple minor girls' magazines while in custody at the Nevada Southern Detention Center. The staff intercepted and confiscated the materials and subsequently provided them to the government. The government reviewed the material and observed approximately 200 age difficult erotic photos. 5 select images are described below. I mean, I'm not reading that, but it's on your screen. The image contained the title midgets with the caption, "They're just like the shorties you used to date, but without that annoying pedophile label." Holy fucking shit. What the fuck? They also intercepted 2 magazines and 1 book, all marketed to young preteen and teenage girls. And that was the covers of those. What the fuck? So this is something that somebody got in jail, okay? I don't think that has to do with Dr. Matthais, with John Matthais. I think John Matthais was seeing this person and is supposed to be some kind of grand fucking psychiatrist and is not any of the sort. This is a 31-page document. Let me try to grab this link and see if I can share it with you guys so you guys can go check it out. All right, that was what, yeah, Dr. John Matthais is absolute train wreck and piece of shit. That went through in 2. Let me see if I can do it from this one. There's the link for the actual website, and that is from Jay Everyday. I will drop her link as well. But yeah, the court challenged Dr. John Matthais, basically saying that it's all bullshit. He got up on this internet and lied. I heard that Lauren Matthais, this is the link for Jay for Justice, or Everyday with Everyday with Jay, excuse me. I heard that Lauren Matthais deleted her channel because so much has been coming out. Let's see. Probably wrong. No. She's at 3,013 subscribers. 313,000 subscribers. I'm sorry. 313,000 subscribers. Lawwin and John. Dr. Babe. Yep. And she's posting from one day ago. I kind of dropped off after that video I did of the Crime Con, and Everyday with Jay picked up on it and has been putting out a lot of stuff on it. Pretty fucking interesting though. That is sick stuff. Connie's wife was here with the 7 boys. It was amazing. I'm so glad that you had a good Christmas, my dear. My love. I'm so glad that you got to see them. All right, and then we had why are so many girls going missing? Look, I want to tell y'all, I am going to let me grab Salty Sleuth's link, and then we're going to talk about Hio real quick before I move on, because I want to tell y'all this real quick. Oh. So Salty Sleuth Investigates has been doing some stuff on the Lauren Matthais situation, specifically with the Kay Woodcock and the taking advantage of the Woodcock family that Lauren did, which was absolutely disgusting. Here is her link. If you have not subscribed, definitely check her out, because she's going live quite frequently on that situation as well as many more, and she's very straight up. I like her very much. So definitely check her out for that. We're going to go right here. Now, as you can see, I have a Melody Buzzard video that I have not talked about. Hio picked up the Melody Buzzard case, and I'm going to drop her link. I think she might be going live tonight or in the next couple of days to talk about that and other things. I can't do Melody Buzzard anymore, and I'm going to take a second and be real honest with you for a minute. Jay is great. Jay Everyday is great. I really like her. I hope that there's some things going on in the background that I don't really talk about. I hope she won't get upset with me, but definitely check her out for that information. The Melody Buzzard case, I was covering, and I had been kind of in and out a little bit. I was away for a while dealing with a bunch of family things and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that. And then we found out how Melody died. And every time I think about Melody Buzzard, I probably shouldn't say this out loud because it might sound weird. I don't know. But the truth, the God's honest truth, is that every time I talk about Melody and how she died, it's like a movie in my head. All I can see is her being afraid and not understanding and saying, why are you doing this, mommy? Why are you doing this? And then just afraid. And then her mom crying and shooting her. It's like I was there. Like, that's how clear it is in my head. And I don't want to think about it. I don't want to keep seeing this image that I see in my head, because it's very graphic, and I don't know why this case, it's like a movie. I mean, it's just like a 5-second movie clip that keeps playing over and over and over and over and over when I think about Melody. I can't do it. So if you want to talk about Melody, definitely go check out Hio, because she's kind of picked that up and is doing that, because I don't know why I'm seeing her like that. That's never happened to me before. It's really weird. I don't know if I'm picking up on some kind of energy. And I don't talk about that like online and shit, because a lot of people don't believe in stuff like that. It's weird. I'm not out here reading tarot cards. I don't do that. I did read tarot cards at one point, but I don't anymore. It's just weird that I just can't stop. And I don't want to, and it's hard. So definitely check her out. Good to see you, Jenna's Gypsy. Cara said, I had that same issue with the Watts case, knowing that one of the girls woke up in the car and asked why he's doing this. Yeah. That's hard. I didn't follow the Watts case. That's I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine. I bet. Yeah, so I know that Hio's doing the updates on Melody, so definitely check her out. But we will jump back over here. I had it there because I was going to try it, but I just can't. From 11 hours ago, News Nation did an interview. What is leading to all the missing girls cases in San Antonio? We'll watch that before we go for the day and see what they're saying.
We begin.
Oh, it's Brian Inton. I thought it was Banfield. I'm going to drop their link. I'll have to remember to drop them in the description box. Your mom played something like that the day you found out too, and I shut it down. Take care of you. Absolutely, a little bit of Lisa, and I'm sorry that happened to you. You take care of you too. Hey, Anders, good to see you. But there are not much to add to Melody's case before the mother's trial. Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on in it that I know of. Mustang, I don't know if I said hey to you, love, but it's good to see you. And Jenna's Gypsy. So we're going to see what they're saying is leading to all the missing girls cases in Texas. My question is it because there is a heavier population of people in the San Antonio area, or is it because more girls are legit going missing? Let's see what they have to say.
We begin tonight with a major update with a series of missing people out of Texas, missing young women. This is a story that we've been all over. And again, this isn't the outcome that we wanted right before New Year's, or really any time. Authorities confirm that a 14-year-old Sophia Gabriella Peters Cobos has been found alive. So this is the good part. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office announced just hours ago Sophia is safe after a frantic search that began when she disappeared from her home in San Antonio last night. But that feeling of relief is tempered with a feeling of dread. And this is why I've been sounding kind of negative about this.
Talking about cards, I still have some. Mr. speculating. We stopped with the esoteric stuff. And he told me, because I had Buddha statues and too, since you're talking about that, I'll touch on it briefly. And we got rid of most of them. He told me I needed to get rid of them because it could bring negative energy into the house. And we are Christian now, but I've got a couple that these are the only ones that I have left, and I couldn't get rid of them. These are conjure cards. It's like it teaches you how to work with like an actual deck of cards. I don't use them, and I'll probably get rid of them, but this is like supposed to be the 7 of Hearts. I couldn't get rid of those. I had so many decks of tarot cards from when I used to read them. And then I've got the Alice in Wonderland tarot card deck, but I'll probably never get rid of those. These are wild medicinal cards. They're not exactly tarot cards. They just like, they tell you about plants, like medicinal herbs. And then it tells you on the back what it is, but you could use them for tarot reading. My daughter likes to look at those. Those are the only cards I have left. I won't do tarot readings or anything anymore. I threw away about 8 decks of cards and a bunch of the Buddha statues because it's not the path that we're on anymore.
This whole thing. Investigators say that they have also recovered a body that may be another.
I don't know, Karen.
19-year-old Camilia Mendoza Olmos. Camilia vanished on Christmas Eve during an early morning walk. It's a story we've been all over. She was in San Antonio. You remember this video? She was last seen around 7 a.m., not far from her home. On this is actually dash cam video of her walking down the street, which, by the way, now we're not even positive this is her based on these new developments, but it could be. While police haven't confirmed the dead girl's identity yet, the sheriff says he believes that it is Camilia. And it sounds like, based on what the sheriff said, and they're waiting on the medical examiner here.
I have lots of crystals. I still keep them. I have this.
You can hear it in his voice, and it sounds like he believes that she took her own life. Here is some of what the sheriff said just a couple of hours ago.
During the course of the investigation, we developed some information that there may have been some suicidal ideations.
I got rid of a lot of, but
some signs of depression, undiagnosed as far as we can tell, but from what's being described to us, it sounds like it was a young person going through a very tough time in their life. I can tell you that we found a firearm there.
So that's when the microphone was hard to hear. We heard it way better when we went through it earlier. I love you too, Mrs. O. I don't know if you were talking to me, but I love you too. I love you all. And I hope you're all having a good New Year's Eve. And you bring it in with family and love and all of the good things. And we will do a New Year's stream tomorrow, going through kind of some of the moments that we've had this year on the channel. Cracker Jack said her dad didn't think it was her walking on the road. I think they've since said that it might be her walking on the road, but they haven't confirmed it yet. Oh my God, cat lady. 2 children one by the hands of a 16-year-old, which we're still fighting to keep in prison. That's horrible. If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. That's hard. We covered a case where children hurt another child, and you have to ask, is it a learned behavior from something that child's going through? And I'm sorry you're going through that. Lord have mercy. I hope that you can keep them in prison if that's where they need to be.
And in this particular case, we were actually looking for a firearm as well that had come up missing.
So again, it doesn't sound like good news. We're
Love you
waiting
too,
on
Rosie.
the official report from the medical examiner, but this is obviously not the outcome that we wanted when we first told you last night about the search for Camila. But we've also highlighted a third missing person case, and please listen closely to this one because this one is important because this young woman is still missing, and we want to get the word out. 24-year-old Sydney Marquez. This is now in El Paso. She's from El Paso, but she actually disappeared December 11th while visiting friends in Houston. And there's surveillance video that shows Sydney walking near where she was staying around midnight. And you can see her there. There's a red circle. And police say that's her actually walking. She was apparently trying to get to a hotel where she was staying. And her friends were there. Her phone was there. Everybody was waiting for her. So you see her in the video, and then you literally see nothing after that. Her car was later found abandoned in Southwest Houston. There's been searches happening, but no sign of Sydney. I talked to her parents last night. Wonderful young woman. She's a neuroscience graduate, very, very smart. And her parents have been pleading for help.
Oh my God, a 24-year-old girl missing out of Houston, a freaking neuroscience degree. Hey, Mrs. O, you might be behind, but I'm going to say hey to you in chat just in case. She's been missing since the 11th or 12th in Houston. That's scary. I hope she's found. She was 5 and he's been through his own hell, but there's never an excuse for what he's done to her. I'm so sorry, cat lady. I'm so sorry. I'm really worried about Sydney, a freaking neuroscientist, missing since December 11th. What happened? Oh no, that's not good.
And for hope.
The last time we saw her, it's 12:27 a.m. She's literally 150 yards from her hotel. So she was trying to get to her hotel, but for some reason or another, she kept going westbound on Harwin, and that's the last footage we have. Every indication shows that she was heading back to her hotel. Her phone's there, her iPad's there, her class ring is there, her clothing is there. There's just no explanation why she didn't make it back to her hotel. She right there, she just needed to turn left.
Something does not make sense there, and that's what I want to talk.
How did she disappear from that camera and that's the last thing that was seen, and then she's not seen anymore at all? It looks like somebody got her attention. Maybe she looked and that was it. Prayers for Sydney and the family. That's really scary. I better put it like this or I'll get in trouble. That's so very scary. Yeah, Abellis was saying that 3 Swedes died in a blizzard. I'm so sorry for them too. That's horrible. A lot of horrible things going on. Gracious.
talk to these two gentlemen about. I want to bring in two people who know a lot about high-profile cases. We've got John Bueller. He's a retired detective who investigated the Scott Peterson case. And I also want to welcome to the show TJ Ward, who is a private investigator who worked on the Natalie Holloway case. I appreciate you both for being here. TJ, I want to start with you with the case of Camilia. You know, we're all hoping for the best.
Thank you, Cat Lady.
Such a tragic case in San Antonio. It sounds like, I mean, the sheriff pretty much said it without saying it. I mean, sounds like they believe that they found her, TJ.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things that you have to do, I guess, being a parent, you need to see and watch changes of your child to see what things may be going on with them or that something may be happening to them. And obviously, this girl had some problems. Maybe at home or with her suicide and this so on and so forth. So one of the things you have to do is keep up with your child. I had the same problem with mine, who got hooked on drugs, and ironically, when he was 31, I put him into a halfway house, and he was doing great. 9 months, no drugs, and one night he had a weak moment and called two drug dealers back in drug, and the drugs killed him. I was in the midst of doing a TV show for the disappearance of Natalie Holloway. I had to stop the show for 10 days to bury my son. So one of the things you do as a parent, you have to stay close attention of.
That's so hard because people will go into facilities and actually get clean, and then they have a weak moment or they'll relapse and they'll do the exact amount that they were doing before. That's what happened. Well, I think my ex got some gray death, but you know, when we stopped, I was doing 10 bags, probably every 4 to 6 hours, which is a lot of fucking money. Like I wish I could have some of the money back that I obtained in illegal ways. But anyway, if I had done if I had gotten out of rehab and been clean and went and done 10 bags in one pop, I wasn't using needles. I was just snorting it, but I mean, I still could have more than likely would have overdosed after not doing any and having your system completely clean for all that and then go straight to 10 bags. And that's what's hard because they go back to the last dose that they knew, and then it's just always way too much because you had built up a tolerance by that point. He talks about noticing changes in the child, and while we can look and try to do that, a lot of times the child will hide the changes. They'll act as normal as possible in front of parents or others, and there's no way to tell. And I think the parents went above and beyond because the fact that the police were talking about, you know, there could be some self-harm things going on. She could be really depressed. They knew something. So I'm sure the parents shared with the police, you know, hey, this is what's going on. She's been depressed. I've had to follow her, or there was a note or something. I mean, I think they tried to share as much as they could. I understand what the man is saying, trying to help other people in the future. But if the parents saw that, they might get upset about it. You know what I mean? That's what happened to a friend's son years ago out of rehab, relapse with the same amount. He stopped at it and OD'd. It happens a lot, unfortunately. Car, have a good day, my love. I hope you have an amazing and safe New Year's Eve as well, and we will be back tomorrow for New Year's.
Changes that are with your children. You really do. I mean, it's just, and I knew mine had a problem
Thank you so
with
much.
drugs, and
I
that's why I
appreciate
put him
that,
in a
Rose.
halfway house. And shortly thereafter, he called a drug dealer and went right back to his old habit, and it killed him.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yep. Yes.
I know some people who that's
And I was in the
didn't know
midst of
that,
doing a
TJ.
TV show. Yes, I was doing a TV show. I was about to go back to Aruba, do the last show with Natalie Holloway's father, with the disappearance of Natalie Holloway. And I got woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning 3 days before. And he was on his way to the hospital, unresponsive. And shortly after that, passed away.
Yeah, so you can certainly sympathize with Camila's family. I mean, you got to, my heart goes out to them tonight getting this news and trying to process it. And we had heard that she was, you know, had some emotional issues, was upset about something with school, and then the gun was missing. So again, it's a terrible outcome. John, I want to ask you about the Sydney story, though, because there's still a lot of hope there. I spoke to her parents last night on the show. neuroscience graduate, beautiful young woman. There, you saw that surveillance video, John, and then literally just vanishes.
That's scary.
What do you make of that situation?
Well, once again, we see this, frequently in life. People will go out late at night, and that's when bad things happen. I can't tell from the video whether or not she was intoxicated or not, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be a great outcome on the whole thing. I don't like to be a pessimist, but when she leaves her phone, she leaves her iPad or clothing behind, and she apparently had some emotional issues in the past, wasn't using her meds. These are all things that kind of collide and lead to potentially a bad outcome. It's entirely possible that time of night in that kind of an area that somebody could have abducted her quickly, not captured on the video, and she could have been taken that way. But generally...
So we've got another one who left everything behind. I was finding it odd that she left her class ring at the hotel, her phone, her clothes. I mean, she could have taken her class ring off to go, out. Didn't want, she knew she might be getting a little bit intoxicated, didn't want it to get stolen or something. But it's weird for me that her phone was there, I believe they said. I could be wrong. Hopefully that's not misinformation. It's concerning, and I'm wondering if she was abducted as well, or if she decided to walk off on her own. That's really scary, and I think we still need to continue spreading awareness and looking for her regardless.
You wouldn't think that somebody who is as educated as she is, comes from the kind of family she does, doesn't appear to lead an at-risk lifestyle, would have something like this happen. But when you go out late at night, and especially if you are using alcohol or something like that, you just add to the risk factor.
Yeah, and if she's emotionally vulnerable right now, John, and maybe not in her right mind, it seems like it makes her more prone to be a victim. I think about like human trafficking. I mean, that all of that seems like a concern just walking down the street right there at that time of night.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is there's a lot of predators that are out running around. They're on parole. They were paroled out of state prison because they had commitment offenses against women. They were granted an early release, and they just decided to go back to their old ways. And we see
that's a risk of that. Unfortunately, happens a lot. Rosie, thank you so much for the super chat. That was so very sweet and supportive of you. And Rosie said, Happy New Year 2026. Happy New Year to you too, love. I can't wait I wish I was going to try to bring in the new year with you guys, but we are going to go somewhere tonight. But we are going to celebrate the new year tomorrow together. We're going to go through some things and the year so far. I do hope you guys have a good New Year's Eve and bring in the New Year's safely. Do you guys have any resolutions for the New Year's? If you do, just let me know. If you do, let me know, and I'll tell you mine before we go. Doing things like that, they really don't want to be found. I agree. Yeah, how are you recovering, Lisa? How's everything going? Mustang is sending prayers to Connie and Ruth, and I appreciate that too.
Frequently, and this is one of the reasons that young gals are very, very vulnerable when it comes to being out at night if they're not with a crowd of their people or in a safe place. And so this is the terrible thing about this. There's always a little bit of optimism that maybe something's going to be okay, but the combination of all the things that came together on this makes me kind of worried about what's going to happen when this all shakes out.
Yeah, for sure. Understood. TJ, does the time of year have an impact at all? And what I mean is we just had Christmas. We've now got New Year's. Does that come into play for investigators when they're looking into these kinds of disappearances?
Well, again, like John said, these criminals are out.
I want to say there is such thing as seasonal depression. Some people just get really upset around certain times of year. Maybe because something has happened that's traumatic in their life. Like, for instance, I'm sure Camilla's family will always have seasonal depression around the holidays, around Christmas, specifically because of what happened with Camilla. I think that's entirely possible. And they've even, like I said, come up with a name for it, and it is called seasonal depression. I think that could play a role. I'm trying to play it from StreamYard.
Or released, and women are vulnerable, and women shouldn't be by themselves walking along, even if she was intoxicated or drinking. They should not be out by themselves, especially at night. There should have been that's the same thing that happened to Natalie. She went off with these three boys. and didn't even know them, and that's what caused her problems.
It's always important to have a friend with you. Don't leave your friends alone, even if it's a couple of feet away. Watch them walk to their hotel room. We always stay together. Always stay together. Please stay with your friends. Walk them to their hotel room. Don't leave them alone because things can happen in a couple of seconds. Please, if you're out with your friends or you're intoxicated, please stay with them. Walk them all the way. Get some kind of safety thing in place. Stay on the phone. I don't know, but we got to start staying together more than they are.
But these women need to learn when they're going,
I'm
especially in
excited for
places
you.
they've never been or they do frequent, to
I
make
hope you do too,
sure
Screaming.
that they are with somebody else and or a couple, 2 or 3 people, and not be walking alone. They become a great target.
Yeah,
especially
I didn't think
with
about
her.
that,
And
Lisa.
apparently, John said she may have had some emotional backgrounds and drugs and so on and so forth. So
Don't take a drink.
there's things
Yes,
that
don't
need to
leave your
be
drink.
taken into consideration. And she may not have been thinking properly, walking by herself, and she may have been abducted.
John, we know that that they've been looking at video. The dad told me yesterday that they've been going to different businesses in the area and that the detective was there too. What else do you think is happening behind the scenes? Obviously, the video component is important, but what else can police be doing right now, John, with this investigation? Because I mean, it's been a while now. I mean, she disappeared December 11th.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's a big area down there. Pretty professional law enforcement agencies that are in that area, so they probably have already started looking at any violent offenders that are out on parole, trying to locate those guys, verify their alibis in and around the time that she went missing. In addition to that, they're talking to family and friends,
You do that.
associates,
I know
particularly
you will, love.
sisters of a gal like this, and her closest girlfriends can provide a lot of good information on what could be going on.
Yep,
in addition to that, you can throw in there, they're checking all the areas to find cameras that might not have already come forward. And so they're kind of hoping for something like that. Her social media has got to be checked. And I'm sure they're probably already doing that. They're going to have a detective that's got a lot more experience and ability with technology than I had to be able to search that. But there's also clues that can come up in that, whether she's on Instagram or anything like that, that might show something.
I mean, yeah, I get that. Check the social media, but I think if she had been making social media posts or there was anything to that we would have heard more about it, or they would be not pressing the issue as much as they are. AM said, yep, I don't walk alone. I don't even like taking an Uber on my own. This world is full of crazy, sick people. Absolutely. Abellis pointed out, do not put your drink down. Do not put your drink down. Lori said, I'm drinking at home. I still haven't figured out what I'm wearing to the living room. I haven't figured out what I'm wearing tonight either. A little bit of Lisa said, y'all never leave a drink or food unattended. I got doped that way once. Another person did too, but they ended up in the back of the ambulance and they recovered. Thank God they recovered. That is scary. Don't ever walk away and leave your drink unattended. Don't ever, just please be safe out there because this world is full of crazy, sick people.
On contacts she had. They're probably checking with Mexican authorities to make sure she didn't cross the border and go in there for some reason, and maybe checking cameras at the border.
I didn't even think about that.
Border points that are nearby that area. But again, it's just it emphasizes the fact that you have to stay away from the intoxicants late at night if you're going to be out walking alone, because that to me seems like that might be something that could be involved in this. And if she's not taking her prescribed medication for the emotional problems she had in the past, family members have to insist on that and make sure that she's doing that because that could lead to bad things also.
Do you know
that is concerning that she was taking her medicine and it's not? Hio, it's so good to see you. Hio has been a member for 13 months. My bestie said, Happy New Year, Speculation Station. Happy New Year, my love. I have your channel pulled up because I shared it earlier. I didn't look to see if you were going live tonight. Nope, you don't have one scheduled. I needed to get with you. I'm going somewhere tonight, but I do want to do a New Year's stream tomorrow. I hope you guys have a happy New Year. And thank you so much for being a member for 13 whole entire daggone months. Thank you for the continued support.
Amazing.
Thank you so much, Hio. I really appreciate that. My bestie. And y'all be safe out there. I hope y'all do have a good New Year's. Like I said, I wish I could bring it in with you guys. But I'll be out tonight, but we will definitely be live tomorrow to talk about the year in review. Lorianne has been a member for 4 months and said, Happy New Year's, everyone. Happy New Year, Lorianne.
Amazing.
And thank you for the continued support. I really appreciate it. Yeah, we were just talking about you. We will be going out the door in a few minutes. Basil is not in here today. He was here earlier, though. It is good to see you, too.
You know, TJ, because we had someone on the show last night who was looking into this case and said that they were having trouble getting into her phone. There were passwords. There was like an
I'm
iCloud
so sorry
account.
a little bit, but yeah, that's the best way to get it out.
TJ, can law enforcement like get in? I mean, can they call Apple and get in to see everything that John was talking about in terms of who she's been messaging and Instagram and that kind of thing?
They have tools, and we
been.
have tools the same way law enforcement does to be able to get into phones. But sometimes it's tricky. If you don't know the password, you don't want to break into the phone and delete anything that may be there. So you got to be real careful about that. We take phones right now. We have forensics that work in my firm, and we take phones all the time and look into them and then gather and then download not only what's in there, but what's also deleted. We have the access to do that.
Well, hopefully that's what they're doing right now. John, TJ, I really appreciate you both.
Hopefully that is what they're doing and they get some information on her and are able to find her. Scratch said me and my friend would have a safe word so we would know if the other one wanted to leave. And that's a great idea as well. Happy New Year to you too, Jenna's Gypsy. Orange Rose, good to see you, has been a member for 10 months. Said wishing everyone a blessed 2026. Love this family. We love you too. Thank you so much for the continued support.
Amazing.
I appreciate that. Not the bestie. All right, y'all, I'm going to end it for today. We will be back tomorrow. We will talk about the year in review some. I will be wearing my headband. It shakes too like a baby rattle. I might be hungover. Who knows? Maybe I'll need a baby rattle tomorrow. It was so good to see y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today as we talked about the unfortunate occurrence with Camilla. I just wish that somebody could have gave her a hug and let her know this wasn't the end of it. Just so sad. And we talked about Dr. John, and we talked about Sydney, who's missing, and Sophia being found safe. Angelina, or Angelica is still missing, unfortunately, and I'm praying that she is found safe. Abraham, I'm glad that you were here and you stopped in. I will try to make a post at midnight if I am still awake, and tell you guys Happy New Year's. I hope that you guys have a good night tonight. Please be safe. If you're going out, don't leave your drink unattended. Keep your phone on you. Don't walk alone. Please, for the love of God, be safe. And yeah, enjoy yourselves. Oh, we were talking about resolutions. My resolution is, I don't know. I've changed a lot in the past month since we've moved. A lot has changed, but I think that I can always grow as a creator and as a person and be better. So my resolution would be to try to be a better person and a better creator. I always talk about YouTube puts out these videos for content creators on like how to engage with your audience more, how to do better graphics. That's something I need to work on, better graphics and learning how to edit better. All of those things are things I want to work on this year. I always say I'm going to do it and I never do. Just being better all the way around. Screaming Daisy said, good night, everyone. Be safe. Happy New Year. Yes, Happy New Year. Be with people you can trust. Absolutely, little bit of Lisa. One Sunny Day said, Happy New Year. Abella said, Happy New Year, everyone. Be safe. Be safe. Yes, Southern Cat said, be safe. Rosie gave us a bunch of emojis to celebrate the new year. Mustang said, Happy New Year and be safe. Absolutely, you guys be safe out there. And I will see y'all tomorrow. If nobody has told you, you aren't enough. You are important. You are special and you are loved. And if you are feeling sad or upset, or feeling like you might want to harm yourself or others, please call 988, text 988, the National Self-Deletion Hotline. They can help you. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Happy New Year. And goodbye. This is the last stream of 2025. I will see you again in 2026 as we talk about the year in review. All right, y'all. Stay safe. Bye.